Truth 10. It's your girl, Mickey Truth, at Season 1 Urban Blogging and the Queen of Paper Word. So in this video, first and foremost, shout out to Ceddy Nash, okay, for slam dunking an interview with Manny Aurora, who was Lil Durk's lead, I believe the lead attorney on his Atlanta case. Y'all know, hey, that Atlanta case brought me into the Chicago sector of things. That was my introduction to drill content, right? I broke that case down forward, backward, side to side. I was the first one to actually put out official documents on that case from all defendants, including Bezos. So when I heard that he was interviewing them, I'm like, oh yeah, this will be good, because there's a lot of things that still is up in the air that we don't know much about. So in this first reaction, we're gonna get into, did Lil Durk snitch? Let's get into it.
We have Mickey Truth.
Who is this? You got Mickey Truth kicked out.
Shout out Mickey.
Let's get one thing clear. This your girl, Mickey Truth.
Originally charged with?
He was charged with gang activity, several counts of shooting and others, since it was a public shooting, aggravated assault, things of that nature. So it's pretty serious stuff.
Okay. And I had a video, and I don't know if you can expound on this. If you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. I had a video essentially of the Varsity shooting with the officer essentially walking up with his body cam on, and it's real clear, crystal clear footage. Can you clear up anything as far as there's this rumor, and I haven't seen it, where they allege there were two people outside of the car shooting?
Well, those are all a bunch of allegations in the beginning, but there's video surveillance from the nightclub that was across the street from the Varsity. The Varsity is a huge restaurant here in Atlanta, a big tourist area next to Georgia Tech. And so the allegation from the government was, oh, we've got all this stuff on video from the surveillance and the traffic cams. None of that was true when we were asking for bond. Even the judge kind of called BS on it and said, well, if the video's there, just show me the 4 or 5 seconds, and they wouldn't do it.
Now, keep in mind, y'all, everybody is so hooked on the detective saying, we saw Dirk Banks sticking his hand out the window, pointing a gun, shooting a gun, you know, all that. So keep in mind that clip from the news while they're talking about this.
Then they said, well, we'll have this thing indicted within a week. Thankfully, the judge, had better sense, gave us bond. And then 2 some odd years later, the state ended up dismissing it based on the challenges that we've raised.
So
speaking of indictment, and remember, I told y'all that before Ron was murdered, okay, his pretrial was released because he wasn't indicted. They can only hold you on pretrial for so long without an indictment.
Basically, and I'll show you as much as I can right here, because I put it out, and I want to see if I'm able to basically get you to agree that that's what you guys saw as well. I won't add anything extra, but this right here was essentially what.
What's going on, bro? How are you? Yes, sir. Okay. So this is right before it starts. This is the car, and this is the SUV. Okay. So you're gonna see it in just 1 second.
So the car with the lights on was also.
That's the car that the gentleman was in. Like I said, if you're looking at it, hey guys, look. So in a minute you're about to see it.
Okay.
So I can't tell where he came up from, but you're gonna see the green shoes in a minute.
Okay. Get your elbow over a little bit.
So look at right here. This is the car. The SUV behind it is the SUV. And all those girls are talking in the SUV. And in 1 second, you're going to see the guy get out tussling. It looks like they're in the back tussling or something.
So is that the same video that you guys had?
It's a little hard to see out there, but the allegation was the so-called victim that got shot but survived started the fight. There was issues about who owed who money, and the victim started shooting. He had a pending robbery warrant out of Chicago for him. He did get arrested. So, I mean, it's been 6 years, but yeah, that's essentially there was an argument, and then they say some shooting happened, and then Durk apparently drove off in his sort of high engine Jeep Grand Cherokee, like a Nighthawk or Trailhawk or whatever they call it.
Trackhawk, yeah.
Track.
I'll send.
Now, remember, the victim Alex went to prison after this and didn't get out until I believe like 2024 last year. I think was it 2023? But nevertheless, because remember the whole blowout with him and Bezu on IG Live. So, you know, again, it was clarified that he didn't cooperate. He had his own stuff going on. Now, he has since been locked back up. That hit the Chicago news too. But, you know, nevertheless, remember that whole blowout.
It to you on your phone real quick. I think that's the unless you're on your phone right now using StreamYard.
No, I'm on the iPad, so I could use my phone.
Okay, so that's the video that I have right there.
Who is that supposed to be talking exactly?
That is the lady who runs security at Varsity and the investigating officer.
Well, there shouldn't be a lady at the Varsity because it's a APD officer that works security there off duty, and I'm the one that talked to him, and I saw all the different angles at the Varsity, and they were pretty blurry. That one looked a little bit more clear, and if we're looking out, that would be the wrong angle because the cars were parked in the Varsity parking lot.
Right.
So if you're looking out from the Varsity parking lot, you'd be looking out into the street. In this case, we were looking towards the Varsity is what it looked like from across the street. There's a nightclub and there's a sort of a chicken wings place that used to be there at the time. And those folks said their video wasn't very useful. But from the Varsity side, you'd be looking, if the restaurant's behind you, you'd be looking into the parking lot, then into the street, and then across the street.
Right.
So that seemed to be the opposite image as far as that goes. But regardless, whatever they want to say it is, the DA's office here is overly aggressive, going after too much stuff. If there's even this much evidence, they'll charge you with RICO or gang or anything, as you've seen with Young Thug and some of the others, and how they're rumoring to get Little Baby because he shot his video in the wrong part of town or something. So yeah, they had a lot of problems. So I can't speak to that video, but there just isn't evidence there of us shooting.
So there's a whole rumor of, and we said it, but I just want to say it one more time to clear this up for people. Is there the allegation of two individuals shooting at this one person, the video evidence that they claim to have, does that exist? Yay or nay?
No, because otherwise we'd have a case. Because if Lil Durk was driving and people in his car were shooting out there, he would be an accessory and they would have indicted everybody, but nobody got indicted in this case. Unfortunately, King Von died maybe a year or two after this happened, but there were still numerous other people. But we always arrest first and figure things out later here in Georgia. It's just the South. It's how it goes.
I got a question about that too. So the whole narrative for everybody is that Durk was in the backseat. Like, I remember when I first covered the footage, everybody was like, Durk was in the back seat shooting. Well, his lawyer just said he was a driver. So where did that come from? Good interview, Ceddy.
But assume if there would have been something or anybody, I mean, there's dozens and dozens of people out there, right? You know, nobody could actually testify to any of that stuff, and the cops talk to everybody.
Yeah, I have a video of a guy basically telling the police, "Hey, Key Glock did it."
Yeah.
There's a rapper out of Memphis.
Yeah, so we had a lot of issues going on. We even had the girls that they were with that we, got on the record and stuff like that. It just didn't happen quite the way they said. Yes, there must have been an argument above about some money or some of those kinds of things. But when the person getting shot is wanted for theft and some other things, it just makes it difficult. In Atlanta, the philosophy is the guy that's the best shot gets charged with the crime. So it's kind of dumb, right? I mean, if whoever gets shot, they're the victim, and whoever does the shooting, they're the defendant and they're the bad guy. And that's just how it works here.
So let me ask you this question. If there's an Efile on October 13th, 2022, and it essentially says state of Georgia. And I'm gonna just blindly do this for you because that way they understand like this makes the most sense. And it says, come now, Fonnie T. Willis, District Attorney of Atlanta Judicial Circuit, State of Georgia, and shows this honorable court the following. The facts of this case have been reviewed. Although it appears that probable cause existed for the defendant's arrest, the decision of the
I just want to say shout out to Mickey Truth, okay? Because Mickey Truth, okay, posted this years ago, okay? It's still on IG, it's on my page. I told y'all this case was not sealed. You just had to request it. So shout out to me. But go ahead, Ceddy.
The district attorney at this time is not to prosecute the above named defendant for charges arising from this case number. The reasons for the decisions are as follows: prosecutorial discretion. That's what happened on 10/13/22. We get another one that says it verbatim, and that one is at 10/17. What could have happened there for the 10/13 one?
Now, before he answered, the whole rumor was Durk hadn't told on Vaughn at that point. Remember, that's the whole rumor online, is that that's why it was dismissed like that, right? Because Durk hadn't rolled on Vaughn, putting it on him since he was deceased. So let's hear what the lawyer had to say about it.
What that just basically means is when you say there's probable cause to arrest, that means you got to say that. Otherwise, we could sue them for a wrongful arrest and do a civil 1983 action against the government to say that they were, creating misconduct or intentionally arresting somebody without evidence. So they always say that in every case that we get that ends up being disputed. But clearly there's not enough evidence. That's why they did it, because prosecutorial discretion in our state is to prosecute. It's never to let it go unless you don't have much of a case. So they do it that way. And the fact that there's a couple of them, it's just each defendant gets their own. You can't just do a big block and say, we decline. So you'll do an order for each defendant. So on the 13th or whatever day it was, you'll get multiple orders with the different defendants that were remaining saying that. And yeah, it took a little over 2 years to get that, but we got it. So that's all that mattered in the end.
So if the person on the 13th got off first and then the person on the 17th got off first, wouldn't that mean the first person, they basically cleared him, and then the second person, they cleared him?
It just means whatever day they took it to the clerk's office to get it stamped. I don't know which day they did it. The one that mattered to me is our guy, and we pushed to get it done. I'm not sure who Mr. Bennett's attorney was.
He had he had Drew Finley. So basically,
so Drew could have been busy or whatever, but they got it done. But if they're not both dated or stamped the same day, that's just an oversight, because they're not going to dump one and charge somebody else, because the risk there is to the government is the guy that got dismissed will come back and help his friend. So they always overcharge instead of undercharge. So the dates don't matter if one's on the 13th, one's on the 17th, or if they're both the same day, but everybody got dismissed.
Okay, because the 13th one is Vaughn and then the 17th one is Durk. So they still had, for 2 months afterwards, they still had the rapper named Bezu. And then finally he got his charges dropped. Would if there were any form of anything of cooperation, would it show up in his paperwork?
No, cooperation would never show up, but nobody cooperated, because if you're cooperating, then you're not dismissing the co-defendant's charges. It makes no sense. That would be idiotic to say that if that's the rumor going around, because if you cooperate, you make a case because you're snitching.
Right.
That didn't happen. I'm not sure why this is getting all flared up now. I mean, this was all handled 3+ years ago from a case from 6 years ago. I mean, it was unfortunate, but here we are.
So,
and hold on. I've been telling you, I'm like, how can Durk have snitched on that case, okay? And Bezu case got dropped. I said this all the way back since 2023. Like, I don't understand that. Everybody was so focused on Durk and Vaughn, and I kept bringing up it's a whole nother person that was fighting that case also. But, some people wasn't trying to hear it, because I'm like, if Durk told, then I mean, Bezu would have been up shit creek. But hey, now y'all hear from the lawyer. Let's keep going.
What's alleged is that Von put the shooting, I mean, not Von, Durk put the shooting on Von. Is there anything logical that you can say for people who are sycophants for conspiracy theories that would kind of be like, you know what, this right here will shut you the hell up?
He never cooperated or said anything like that with regards to Von, period. Because if you would have said that that guy did it, you still assisted by helping them drive away from the scene, and you'd been accessory, and in our state it's called party to a crime, and you'd get charged just as if you were the shooter or the bad guy yourself. So
basically telling wasn't to help nobody in this situation, hence why everybody stayed quiet and the case was dismissed. Got it.
I mean, I was his lawyer from day one out there. We did the preliminary hearing, we did the bond hearing, we got him out, and then we just sort of fought the case administratively, and everything's as slow as molasses in the court system. So it took 2 years, but it all worked out.
This is the weakest. Give a fuck about what they scream.
Holla!
Shout out Mickey. Mickey, you gonna be big. Like,
I'm trying to conquer the world, coming from where I come from. Hey, this your girl Mickey Truth, #1 blogger in South Carolina. #1 blogger in South Carolina. Hold on, wait, before I go, y'all make sure y'all tap in with me to book your slot. A lot of y'all be hitting me up on Instagram and the email wanting to just talk about content, whether you're an up-and-coming content creator or somebody just got questions about cases or whatever. Book your consultation with me now. The information is on the screen. Hey, make sure you get your slot, because my slots be filling up fast. What's up, Truth Team? I am here, okay? About to get a touch of love. Yes, I'm at Touch of Love Massage Shop, okay? Now listen, I've been getting my massages through Touch of Love for years, even before it was a shop to come to. But let me show you around, and then I got to get ready because I'm feeling a little tense. And let me tell you, if you work in like call centers, streamers, YouTubers, sitting at that desk all the time, you definitely need to be tapping in and get your massage. So let's take a tour. So it was located in a nice multi business building. The suite was set up real comfortably. It was like to the back, and the candles was burning. The aromatherapy was definitely there. Okay, so I had to get undressed, and I'm like, yo, I gotta get all the way undressed. But anyway, like I said, being getting massages, Nakia is awesome at what she does. And let me tell y'all, them hands are blessed, okay? I got the full body massage, including, okay, the hot stones. And when I say that hour went so fast, I even went to sleep. And I always go to sleep during massage for some reason. But yeah, definitely needed that, because y'all know I had a night ahead of me, okay?
Hey guys, I'm Nakia. I am the owner-operator of Touch of Love Massage Services. I always start with people. I start with the information of what massage is. So massage is the manipulation of muscles. Exercise is the manipulation of muscles. The only difference is we are manually using our hands to do those activities. So a lot of people look at massage as a luxury when really it's a health necessity. So I'm more on the medical side of things. So if you're experiencing any pain of any sort, muscles is 90% of pain, so I would recommend you to come and get a massage.
How can they follow you?
I do have my business page, Touch of Love Massage Services, on Instagram. I have Touch of Love Massage Services on Facebook. And if you want to set an appointment with me, you can look me up on Setmore. It's an app platform online where you can book appointments.
Hey, there you have it. And y'all, I feel like a new woman, but now it's time to party. So I'll catch y'all in the next one.